A very good afternoon to everyone present here. Thank you, Ortho1, thank you, SSI, for giving me an opportunity to speak here. Today we'll be talking about a very important topic on menstrual health in female athletes. How many female athletes in this room? Just one, two. Any female swimmers in the room? No? Okay. Think this would not play. Okay, so only 29% of Indian women take part in sport. One of the hurdles in women participation in sport in India is the literacy about menstrual health, the literacy about like what needs to be done, the communication gap between male coaches, female athletes, and this is something that we need to speak about, and this is something male coaches, the male staff, everybody has to be comfortable having this dialogue with the female athletes in a very respectable way. There are a lot of famous Indian athletes, especially Anju Bobby George, in the Beijing Olympics, didn't make the final of the long jump event. And she, during her qualification round, had her period, and then it was just difficult for her to cope at that level at that point. So a lot of Indian sports persons have spoken out about this. Coming to the menstrual cycle, just a very brief, there are two phases. There's a follicular phase, luteal phase, and the ovulation in between. And the first half of the menstrual cycle is high on estrogen. The second half is high on progesterone. We'll not go into the details, but every female's body feels very different in the first half of the menstrual cycle versus the second half. A lot of women come up with premenstrual syndrome, which is like they feel like bloating, and their body feels very different. They have like muscle aches, fatigue, insomnia, anxiety, especially just before their menstrual cycle, menstruation. And that can make it difficult for some of the athletes, especially like a lot of endurance runners who are just running such long distances over like day in and day out. And it becomes very difficult for them to be doing that and go through all of this. So a lot of women, take hormonal contraceptives just to make sure that they don't feel all these symptoms. During the periods, they have cramps, they have pain, and sometimes some female athletes can have heavy bleeding. And it's very individual, it's very different for everybody. So coming to hormonal contraceptive use, whether every female athlete should use this, who are the people who should use it, what are the effects, what are the side effects, I'm sure everybody has these questions. Why do women use it maximum? One is birth control, the other is to reduce the symptoms. As you know, the female menstrual cycle, the fluctuations in the hormones can make your body feel very different, can make your mind, your mood, everything feel very different in different parts of the cycle. And supposing there is a female who does not have a regular cycle, then it can be very challenging for her to be training along with that. So to reduce the symptoms, hormonal contraceptives are taken to have consistent cycles, to reduce the bleeding. So is it good? Is it bad? Should they take it? Should they not? Like I said, nothing comes up without the side effects. One of the other things is the oral contraceptives will kind of blunt the fluctuations in their hormones. But at the same time, it does not mean that it's all safe. It can still there is no evidence that it will sustain your bone health. There's still evidence of stress fractures, a lot of knee ligament injuries happen, and body aches, muscle pains, and mood swings, and even they like, especially this is a thing in endurance runners, when their core body temperature increases, even before the races started, then they will reach fatigue faster. So in endurance runners on oral contraceptive pills, always like make sure that their body is cooled down, before the start of the race, like their ice packs or they're wearing ice vests, because their core body temperature is already shooting up. Thank you.